Hey y'all, welcome to Back Porch Cooking and Reminiscing. I'm Roger, and as always, we're happy to have y'all here with us today. Today we're going to be making a recipe that we had somebody ask for a few days ago in the comments. I didn't think I would get to it this quickly, but I was able to. But what we're going to make is cornbread salad. Now, I've heard of this all my life, but I honestly can't say that I've ever had it before. But did find one of my mom's old recipes that she had written it down. So we're going to give it a shot and see how it is because I am totally clueless on it. So y'all stick with us. And hey, if y'all have had cornbread salad before, leave us a comment down below and tell us, what your experience was with cornbread salad. So the first thing that we've got to do to make our cornbread salad is to make our sauce to go with it. And with that, we've got 1 cup of mayonnaise. I mean, like I say, I've never had it before, but it sounds good. So I guess we're going to find out if it is or if it isn't. All right, so there's our mayonnaise. And then we're going to do a 1/2 cup of sour cream. Right, got our sour cream in there. And to that, we're going to add 1 package of Hidden Valley Ranch. So we're just going to add that in there. And then we're just going to give everything a stir and get everything incorporated together. All right, y'all. So that's all that there is to putting the sauce together. Is mayonnaise, sour cream, Hidden Valley Ranch. All right, so now it's time to get on to the next step. All right, y'all, so now we got our sauce made. So the first step of assembling this is to crumble us some cornbread in the bottom of this bowl. So that's what I'm going to do. It says just a good even layer of cornbread. So that's got our cornbread, and that's made us a even little layer of it there. And now we're going to put some sauce in there. And in this bowl, you want to use 1/3 of your sauce. And it's hard to figure out exactly how much 1/3 is, but we're going to do our best on it. All right, so we got our sauce in there. Now we're going to start adding some vegetables. So we're going to start out with some red onions. See if I can get over here where y'all can see it. And again, we used about 1/3 of the sauce. We want to use about 1/3 of the onion. And we're just going to sprinkle it all around there. Try to make sure you get some on the outside edges because you want it to be looking pretty when that you get ready to serve it. I believe that's going to be just about 1/3 of our onions. All right, then we're going to go to our tomatoes. And now these are Roma tomatoes. And we're going to just sprinkle them all around. Again, try to make sure you get them on those outside edges. And you're going to use 1/3 of those. I think that's about 1/3 of our tomatoes. Then we're going to go with some red bell pepper. That'll help on our color too. I believe that's enough of those. Then we're going to go with some celery. And then some corn. And now on this corn, you can use, if you've got the fresh corn, you want to cook it and cut it off the cob, or you can go with just the store-bought can or frozen, whichever one you want to do. And then our next and last layer here is going to be some pinto beans. And these have been drained and rinsed. Now these were canned. I didn't have any fresh ones, so we're just using the canned pinto beans. All right, so now we got that layer done, and we'll be ready to start on our next layer. All right, y'all, so continued, and we just built our layers up 3 times. So now we're to the very top, and what we're going to do is we're going to take our cornbread, and we're just going to put that cornbread right around the outer edges.
Just to make it pretty.
Audrey says just to make it pretty. All right, so that's got our cornbread around the outer edges. Now we're going to come in with our cheese, and we're going to put that cheese just right in that circle that we left. Spread that cheese out just a little bit. That's got our cheese. The last thing we're going to do is to add our bacon to it. Now this bacon, I just took some pieces of bacon that we'd cooked and just chopped it up. So it's probably about 6 pieces of bacon. So that's got our bacon on there. And now it's time to garnish the top of it. So y'all, while I was busy washing the bacon grease off my hands, Audrey came over and she topped this. So she's got a little sour cream and some green onions on the very top, just to make it look nice and pretty. But that's basically everything that you need to do a cornbread salad with. So now this needs to sit in the refrigerator. It says 2 to 4 hours on the recipe. So we're going to put it in the refrigerator and let it set. When it's ready, we'll come back and we'll give it a taste. So we've been in the refrigerator with this for about 2 hours, and it's time to give it a taste. Now I've got me some out here and put it in a bowl, and I don't know. Like I say, I've never had this before, so I'm a little scared, but we're going to give it a try and see what it tastes like. All right, y'all. Moment of truth here. I'm gonna get me some and see how it is. Here we go. So y'all, after I tasted that, I called Audrey in here and had her get her some and have her taste it. Because quite honestly, I don't know, it reminded me of something, but I just couldn't put my finger on what it was. Audrey tasted it, and she said kind of reminded her of a BLT. But honestly, when I was a kid or a teenager, I wouldn't have touched this stuff. But now, it's pretty good. I mean, it's not something I'd want to have every week, but you know, if you're doing a church potluck or a family reunion or something like that, you got a crowd coming over, uh, it'd be great for that. As I say, it does taste good. Um, so hopefully y'all will try it, make it for your family, share this recipe with your friends, and just remember, hit that like and subscribe button. And if you watched our last video on the potato salad, I talked about that we have an Etsy shop. So I'll leave the link in the description that goes to our Etsy shop. We're getting more and more stuff in there, but we're still just getting started. So, you know, if y'all want to go by there and look at it, that'd be great, and we sure would appreciate it. So anyway, y'all have a great day. Try this cornbread salad. It's pretty good. Y'all have a great one.